This off-grid wilderness trapline series documents a 3-month trapping season in the North Maine woods from our off-grid cabin. This documentary is for educational purposes only. Alright guys, another day on the trapline. Probably going to clean up this line today. This is one I made a catch in already. Looks like a big nothing. Whole lot of nothing. The set's still good. So this, I check my fisher traps next, and if I got a fisher, then I'm going to come back and pick this trap up. If I don't get a fisher, then what I'm going to do is leave my fisher traps, and I'll leave this one trap too, because I got to drive by it every day that I check my fisher traps. So that's the plan. Come along. I think it's going to be a fun day. Weather has been fairly mild lately. We have not had really good fur moving weather, but it'll be third check on some of these, and that's usually enough time for a fisher to get into a set. We got activity. What are we looking at? What are we looking at here? Oh. Huh. Huh. Weird. It's all weasel fur. Wow. Alright. Alright. Yep. I think I caught a weasel. And a fisher came, or a marten came and ate it. That's all weasel fur. He was in the trap, hanging outside the box. Dang it. And he got chewed. That's the bad thing about those weasels. Right there. That's exactly the bad thing about them. Is if they take your trap and set off your trap before the fisher or marten gets here, then you're only going to get a weasel. And you're not going to catch that fisher or marten. But at least I know there's one coming through because it ate that weasel. Alright, we are reset. We're locked. We're loaded. We're ready for a fisher. That's it. Dang. But yeah, definitely something ate a weasel out of that trap. 2 times in the past, in years ago when I trapped. My first year, and I guess my last year that I trapped, I got my line cleaned out by a predator. Both the times were super late in the season. It was like last check. The first year, we got dumped on hard with the snow, and I had Skip luckily help me with a snowmobile to run the line because it was just brutal to get to these traps with the big snow. First trap we got to had half a marten in it, chewed up, and the next one had a marten pulled out of it, chewed up. And I think there was 4 traps on that line that had marten chewed up, and there were fresh fisher tracks in the snow, and they were leading from trap to trap. And they got to my last trap, the fisher tracks were right up to it, and there was a head sticking out of the snow, a female fisher, and I was like, yes, I got her, and I was so excited. And I went to pick her up, and the only thing that came out of the snow was a head. So it was a male fisher that was running the line, and he ate that fisher, everything but her head. And he ate 4 marten. So that was the first one. And then the last year I trapped, I had a coyote actually run my line, and marten were really valuable that year. They were, I think I got $140 each for marten on average that year, and it got me for 6 marten on that line. It had my, it figured it out. Coyotes are smart, and it smelled my long distance call, and went over and checked it out, and there was a marten in a box or hanging or whatever I had that year, and it ate it. And then it ended up going, and it would shred them up, eat some, and it ate 6. And then in the next trap, I actually caught that coyote in a conibear, 4 foot off the ground in a 220. I got it. That was the end of that line. But yeah, so predators will run your line, and that's one of the reasons why I don't go to the 5-day set. A lot of guys will run a 5-day a 5-day check because that's what it is legally, and economically it's probably the best way. I don't like leaving fur out there for stuff to eat, for predators to eat. I've never really had the mice. I hear mice will chew marten, especially if you leave them on the ground. I haven't had that problem yet, but I've been wiped out twice late in the season. So 3-day check seems to be a pretty good number for me. I know in the comments you guys are all asking for Donnie. Where's Donnie? Donnie had to run downstate. He had a visit, and he's coming back tomorrow. Donnie will be here tomorrow, so stay tuned. We'll get some serious updates, some big Donnie updates, and find out why he's going downstate. Oh, all right, we got activity at this trap finally. We got some activity here, and we got activity on the line. It doesn't look like a fisher, but this is that set that I came in and found a log that had fisher scat already on it. Looking like we got a marten in there. Sweet. All right, I'll show you the fisher scat after, but first let's pop this marten out. Nice suitcased, beautiful marten. What a beauty. I don't know if you guys can see fleas on it, but there's little red fleas. There's one right there moving. Those are the ones that that's why I spray that flea on them, put them in a bag and deflea them. But pretty awesome catch there, suitcase marten. First catch on this set, first catch on this road actually. Hoping for a fisher in this set, but I'll never turn down a marten. What a beauty. That's a perfect catch, just how you want to catch them right there, guys. They call that suitcasing them. Get them right behind the neck with the front one, and the back one to get them in the body. One, they're not getting out of it, and two, they're going to die a quick ethical death. This is a big marten. This is definitely an XL. He'll go 23 plus inches. Big buck marten. Get this reset. The bait's good. Everything's good. I had bent my triggers. Can't really show you because of how we're set up, but I bent my triggers a little different on this one, and I've been trying that out a little bit too to see if I can just entice him to get in there, you know, a little bit easier, a little bit further each time. And I like how that guy got in that trap. That was a great kill. And then I'll show you, if you guys didn't see it in that last time I checked this trap, but here's some fisher scat already on the log. Look at that. Which is kind of cool, you know. I think it had some rabbit hair in it. I didn't really look through it too close, but I was gonna run that even further in the woods, and I saw that and I was like, well, he likes eating right here. First catch of the day. This is I think 3rd check on this line. Nice marten. So this is one of Donnie's favorite sets, and we got a trail camera on it. It's the one where we had the weasel near it. Doesn't look great, but I put a weasel box there, and it looks like something knocked over my weasel box. Let's see what's going on. Trap's still set there. Bait's gone. That's not good. How did he get the bait? And then trap's fired and bait gone there too. We're gonna have to watch the footage and see how this weasel got me. Well, pretty curious what happened there. It looks like a marten got in both boxes and got all the bait. I think he was going over my trap. I think my box is a little too big for that trap. So I lifted the trap and I reset the weasel box. I'm like 0 for 5 on those weasel boxes. I might pull them all. It might just be giving them all education and a free meal. But I brought in a new card to swap out on this trail camera, and we're gonna figure out what the heck happened. We are reset with the trail camera. I got the card. By the time you guys are gonna see this when I see it, but a quick check on that little tiny screen looked like a Marten, and it looked like it spent a lot of time. For some reason it might have been on photo instead of video, which whatever, we'll have to piece it together. But I love video. You guys probably do too, but we'll look at the photos and put them in sequence and see what he did to us there. All right, I hate pulling out, but I gotta pull out of this area because there's 2 or 3 other tractors on this road all of a sudden just showed up, and they got sets on top of me, and I don't like it. So I'm kind of like a Fisher or a Marten, where I love solitude, and I feel like I could put these boxes to work in areas where there's no one else, and on some new fur. So I will outwork everyone here, and that's the way I look at it. So I'm gonna pull these next probably 10 boxes or so, and if there's enough time in the day, I'll get them reset somewhere else. But cool thing is we might have fur in them, because we're on a 3-day check right now. You gotta be quicker than that. All right, I've cleaned up that line. That's pretty much all I'm gonna pull off of that line right now. So the rest of today is gonna be checking. And if I can get done at a decent hour, getting through my checks, I'm gonna go set as many as I can, because I get a really uneasy feeling when I got that many traps in the back of my truck, because they ain't catching nothing in here. So I gotta get them out. All right, this trap's the one where I missed that big fisher in a regular average size box, and I toted that out and brought in a fisher box. So let's hope. Usually big territory for a fisher, so it takes a while to get back. I don't see a tail. Oh, we got action. We got action. All right. Don't see a tail sticking out. No tail anywhere. Oh. Reset it. Shoot for him again. Dang it. Okay, I'm still on the checking line, but I got all those boxes in the truck, and this is a spot that needed a set. Really good spot for Fisher and Marten, so I made a new set here. Got some really good woods out here, and some water down below. It's got about everything you need to make a nice catch. Beautiful woods. There's a ton of punches in it from deer hooves, so might have to send Stevie over here to do his little deer hunting. Looks like we've had activity. Yes, nice. All right, we broke that streak. Oh my God, that was a rough streak. Beautiful, beautiful Marten, good catch. We get him. So that's the second marten in this spot. I'm not worried about this spot because this is just a travel way right through here. So they're gonna come through, and looks like another male. Second catch out of this box. I think that's my first multi-marten box yet this year. As you can see, I got a stream behind me and a major travel way, major kitchen I'm set up in where they're gonna hunt and feed. There it is. Nice marten right there, beautiful pale. And it's got that red on it, red down the tail. Awesome face to him. Nice marten right there, guys. Nice marten. We turned the tide. We've broken the streak of bloopers, I guess you could call it, of misses and foolishness. Sometimes all it takes is just stopping what you're doing and making a new set. But the one thing that is important is to have a positive attitude, no matter what. I just feel like everything you do in life, if you could look at the bright side of it and know that your situation could be way worse than it is, then you really got nothing to complain about. And positive things are going to happen if you look for positive things. If you look for negative things, probably negative things are going to happen for you. All right, this is my buddy CJ's set. I always get pretty excited to check this. We've had one check on it since he set it, and we didn't really put any long range scent down the first time, so I put some down last time. I added to it, to the scent we had already, so we got high hopes for this set now. It's in a great spot. He's got a great eye for trapping anything. Looks like we got activity, CJ. Activity, buddy. You got activity. You may have caught your first upland fur bearer. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here you go, buddy. Wish you were here for this one. You couldn't make the check today, but here you go. Ho ho ho. Smoked him, suitcased. Pretty awesome marten right there. Nice one, CJ. That's your first marten, buddy. Congratulations. Proud of you. I knew you could do it. Holy cow. Wow, what a beauty. Awesome catch. Wow, that's one of the prettiest marten I've ever seen, I think. Super pale on the back. Beautiful orange throat patch. And just like a light orange the whole way through. Nothing really dark on it. What a gorgeous marten. All right. Absolute beauty. All right. I knew we could do it, buddy. Got faith in you. CJ is just one of those consummate outdoorsmen, guys. You put him on a lake, he's gonna find the fish. You put him in the woods, he's gonna find the deer. You put him in the ocean, he's gonna find the whales. And you put him on a trap line, he's gonna find the fur. So, good job, buddy. I'll send you a picture of that one. All right, guys, we got 3 marten in the back. Pretty sweet so far, great day so far. Even greater, I want you guys to stay tuned for after the fur check-in, maybe even first setting period of this video for tonight, because I got a treat for you. We got Stevie rolled into town. I think you saw him on the video yesterday or the day before. Last night, his brother and his dad rolled into town, so I want to introduce you guys to those guys if you haven't seen them on the channel before. But George is Stevie's dad. He's really special to me because he's one of the guys that introduced me to trapping. And I probably wouldn't trap or know anything about trapping today if it wasn't for George. Stevie had brought me up into the North Maine woods and introduced me to his dad and said, yeah, my dad's running his trap line tomorrow. And I was like, what? He's running a trap line? And this is stuff that I just had fantasized and romanticized and just dreamt about from reading Jack London and all these old stories over the years, you know, like a trap line in the winter in Maine. That sounds like amazing. And George took me on his trap line, and man, like from the minute he did, I was hooked. Like, you got to figure out these animals, and these animals are like super unique, and they're secluded in big Maine woods, and you got to figure out like their habits and their habitat, and then you got to try to figure out how to catch them. Like that to me was just like, oh my God, I gotta try this. And then once I started trapping, you know, George would run his line, and then he'd meet up with me and run my line with me and give me pointers and help me out. And you know, he's always helped me out. Back then I was just sleeping in my truck and it was cold, and he thought I was the craziest SOB you've ever met. He'd ask Stevie, what's wrong with that kid? It's like midwinter in Maine and he's sleeping in his truck trying to run a trap line. And his truck's like got 300,000 miles on it, two-wheel drive, and it's junk. And I didn't have any heat or nothing, but I just loved it so much. And you know, you don't think about the comforts when you're passionate about something and you're able to get a taste of it and try that passion. So George means a lot to me, not just for the trapping part of it, but because he's a great guy too, and obviously he raised two just amazing men. You know, Mike and Stevie are just great guys. They're great family men. They're great fathers. I'd spent enough time around George in the North Maine woods to, you know, where he'd tune me out if I needed it and straighten me out when I needed it, and just taught me so much about it and kind of gave me a taste of that passion that's got me fired up till this day. Ooh, we got action. First time action. What do we got? Doesn't look great yet. Oh yeah, nice. Marten, sweet. This is a cool set underneath this root system. A little bit smaller than the other ones. It's a male. A little bit of a dark variety there. Big orange throat patch on them. Got that one next to the stream, and we still have a handful more to check. Pretty cool. That was the first catch in this location, and it was at least the third check here. At least the third check here. So it's cool when you catch one after not catching one for 3 checks in a row. Pretty pumped about that, because I got a fisher set further in that I'm gonna ride out for another set or another check or two. So to pick up a Marten on the way to a fisher set's pretty sweet. Nice. Number 4 for the day. I can't even believe it. One thing that I'm realizing through these last handful of episodes is that a lot of people's are getting their first introduction to trapping through this channel. Like a lot of people who followed this channel for a long time wondered about trapping or didn't know anything about trapping or knew a little bit about trapping. But one thing I'm learning is there's a lot of questions. Feel free in the comment section, guys. If you have questions, don't worry. Don't think there's dumb questions or anything like that. Because listen, we all have to learn, and I had to learn. And if you guys have any questions at all, if I can answer them, I will. You know, and I'll give you my best effort on any questions. If I'm not doing a good job explaining things on the trap line or anything like that, and I try to answer all the comments and questions that come through when I have time, so I'll get to them. I promise you guys that. Don't hesitate if you have a question or you're not sure of something, because I do understand that trapping's not something that's out in the public eye very often. Yep, we got another Marten. This is my favorite set. So I brought my deer rifle with me this time because it's awesome in here. Mountain stream. I mean, look, what else could you ask for? Marten. Nice Marten there, guys. That makes number 5 for the day, and we still have a few more traps we can check. Tune in every night for a new episode from this wilderness trapline. The season keeps getting better and better. If you turn on your notifications for this channel after subscribing, you'll be the first to know every day when a new episode airs. Thanks for watching.